I guess I'm live. I'm just going to wait for a little moment for everyone to join in. Hey Shairaj, how's it going? I'm just going to wait for everyone to join in before I get started with today's Sunday's AMA. Hey Anurag, how's it going with you? Do let me know where are you guys located right now and how is work going on with you guys and did you guys enjoy your Sunday? Meanwhile, I'm just going to wait for everyone to join in. By the way, if you guys have marketing related questions, start dropping them in because the next 1 hour, I'm going to be helping you guys out with all the strategies, marketing tips, and a lot of other ideas that you can possibly implement with your business. So that's going to be something that we'll be diving in and a lot of advanced marketing strategies and talk along with some of the recent progress that we have been making internally. So I'm going to give you guys some update with regards to that as well. Some of the strategies that has been working with us at PitchRound. I'm going to be sharing with that, and at the same time, one good news. My mom is coming out with her own venture, so I'm going to be sharing out some live case study in the upcoming weeks with you guys with regards to how things are. The sales and everything would be extremely transparent with you guys. So I'm going to be sharing a lot of those strategies. So this way, there's a lot of live learning sessions that's going to go on. Great, Shiraj, Punjab, great state. Where in Punjab are you located at the moment? Meanwhile, guys, again, if you have questions around marketing, start dropping them in because I'm going to start answering all of those questions in a matter of next few minutes. So just to begin with, there is some quick progress that we have been making behind the scene. So lately we have been trying a lot of Quora ads at PitchGround, and we just got our forms enabled at Quora ads, which has been working out pretty good for us. So that's something that you guys can give it a try. Though the cost per lead is quite high on Quora apparently, which is quite surprising. So we're still kind of like testing things out. So hopefully things are going to work out great with Quora. We haven't really seen a very high quality of ads, though the cost of leads are quite high, but hopefully we would be able to reduce it. We are still kind of like testing it out as we have just recently got access to the forms. So, but that's something that's very interesting that more and more ad platforms have started coming out with the form as one of the ads. And that's really very good. Google had recently introduced that. I think it was a few months ago. We did test out the Google Form ads, but it has been pretty terrible. So we went back to our typical landing page ads that we have been using. So Anurag is asking, please just explain how can one get clients as freelancer using Facebook. Anurag, if you can just tell me what niche and what are your skill sets and expertise as a freelancer, then I would be able to give you a much more specific answer and strategies using Facebook. So just drop me a follow up answer to that question of yours, and I would love to go in depth with you. So yes, there is another question coming in. Yes, I'm currently using Sony mirrorless camera at the moment. Yes, I'm using Camlink along with that, and no, so I don't need anything else to turn my DSLR into a webcam. So all I need is I'm currently using a 35 mm 1.8 focal length lens right now at the moment. I'm using Sony A6400 at the moment as my camera, and I'm using Camlink to connect my mirrorless camera to my Mac at the moment. So here are the combinations that I'm using, and that's working out pretty well for me. As you can see, the quality is really very good. And recently got excuse me, so I've recently got these lights as well. I think it's been over a month and a half or 2 months as of now. So these lights are direct. I are placed at the top. So these are ring lights and they work fantastically well. So that's the combination that I'm using, and it takes up the whole production level to a whole new level for me as a setup, because all of us have started working from home now. So you got to make sure that the back looks doesn't look a real messy in the camera. So that's what the camera takes care of in terms of that. So back to Anurag's question, Anurag. Um, if you're a copywriter, I think one of the things that you can start doing is find niche. That's very important. That's something that I do mention in most of my live webinars. Is find a niche. You cannot write about every niches, because if you try to write about every niches, you will become a generalist, and if you become a generalist, you would not be able to deliver value and write content. So my first, excuse me, so my first suggestion to you is, Anurag, that get and develop a niche. Second, set up a very high quality website and start writing contents around that specific niche. Because if someone would want to hire you, they need to make sure that you know your stuff. So do not write about everything. Find an expertise. So if you love about food, that's brilliant. Start writing about food, and then just write down that, hey, you are a writer. Once you have about a good 10 blog posts, then what you can do is you can start offering services for free initially to acquire some initial customer. The second strategy that I did share with a very good friend of mine long back that worked out brilliantly for him is start using Google Ads. So what you can do is a lot of people generally they look for writers in the city. So what I suggested to him that worked out brilliantly for him was, um, try to bid for the keyword on Google that says copywriter in your city, or blog writer or writer in your city, right? Look for those kind of keywords and start bidding for those keywords in your city first. That's important. Do not bid for the whole country. Bid for your city first, because the people searching in your city are more likely going to hire you first because they feel safe that you are in the same city. And that's very obvious. That happens with all of us, that the moment you find out or you figure out that hey, this person is from the exact same city, the chances of you closing that particular lead becomes quite high. So start writing that strategy. And second, when they land on your landing page, offer them that, hey, your first article would be just for $1, or if it's in India, about 50 rupees. That's it, right? 1,000 word. This acts as a quality lead magnet for you. Now, what when I say quality lead magnet, you don't want someone just coming in and trying to rip you apart where they're gonna misuse your services, right? So at that point of stage, you need to have good quality leads in your pipeline, always, all the time, and always make sure that build a habit of using a CRM. That's one of the things that I've seen a lot of people not using CRM, and then all of their customers are really scattered across everywhere. Always have all your leads and all your customers in a CRM. You can use any CRM that you're comfortable with, it doesn't matter, but use a proper organized system from day one. The more organized you are, the higher would be your chances of not only closing more leads, but at the same time following up with the existing customers and reclosing them over and over and over again, because that's where the money is. The money is always when same customer buys from you again, because you have already paid once to acquire that particular lead. So always focus on that. So that would be the first strategy. In terms of Facebook, specifically, since you have asked, my recommendation would be try to collaborate with a couple of Facebook group owners out there, especially if they are located in your city. So build some relationship, and once you have built some relationship, ask them if it's okay for you to offer free services for some of the members, right? Or probably run some giveaways at that point of stage where you're giving away articles, or you're going to write articles for about 5 people. So here are some of the strategies that you can potentially use in order to build your audience base, and at the same time some of the branding. But make sure you have a good quality work already on your website so that you can showcase your portfolio right away. So I hope, Anurag, that answers your question. Guys, again, if you have any questions around marketing, if you're running an agency, running a SaaS, drop your questions. I'll drop some kick-ass strategies, ideas with you guys that we can implement today and start getting results from tomorrow. So moving on. Um, Setup tour, please. Definitely, I'll probably do a setup tour one of these days. I'll try to do that. And I think since I've been getting a lot of queries with regards to all my equipment, so I'll just start dropping the links in my description moving forward, so that you guys can grab my setup. I think the whole setup costed me approximately around $8,000. I would say $7 or $8,000. This includes the mic, the camera, the lens. I don't know the price of the camera now, but when I got the camera, it was around $3 or $4,000. I think the ring lights and everything. That the whole setup is according, and then I'm streaming on 1080p on top of that. So that's the whole setup I've really got, and I really enjoy the setup. The videos that I record is on the exact same setup as well. So the whole setup is really fantastic. So it took me a while to figure out all of these things, but if you guys want, I can definitely do a video on this upcoming weeks. So guys, again, if you have any questions, please start dropping them in. I would love to answer them. Meanwhile, I do have some great news for you guys. So my mom had been wanting to start something on her own since quite a long time, and finally she is really excited to start her own e-commerce site. And the venture is going to go live in about a week of time, because the website is almost ready. So things are on the final stages, and I thought, why don't I help you guys by turning that into a real time case study, where right from the product to the product selection to how the back end really works, and all of those things, where the products are being sourced from India itself, from different places, from different multiple chain lines. All of those things are selected, and I thought, why don't I turn this into a real time case study, where each week I'll start sharing the real statistics with you guys. And as I go live, I'll share my screen with you guys. I'll show the statistics. I'll show the orders. Doesn't matter whether it's 10 orders or 100 orders or 1,000 orders that we start getting in. I'm going to start sharing that with you guys each and every week. Every week, there is going to be a different strategy that I'll apply on the marketing end for her, till the time she comes to a stage where she can completely handle things by herself. So I'm kind of like helping her out during the initial stages of her ventures, before she completely handles things and starts building a team. So if she at the age of 54 can do something on her own, I'm definitely sure all of you guys are young, energetic. You guys should be like definitely pushing hard for yourself. There's so much opportunities out there that you are you are your only person who's stopping you from reaching your goals, and reaching those new heights. And along with that, just apply different strategies that I've been always sharing in each of these AMA sessions. So guys, again, if you have any questions, start dropping them in. I'll be more than happy to take all of those questions. Um, Great points. Do you have a Facebook ads case study? I do share in each of my AMAs some or the other things, but if you have a more specific question, because when it comes to Facebook ads case study, it's so very vast, it's so very broad, that what might work for me might not work for you. So if you get very specific with your questions, I'm going to give you very well detailed answers. Because I've worked in various niches with various customer base. I previously ran a Facebook ad agency as well before completely shutting it off and completely focusing on pitch ground. I sold off the agency completely at that point of stage. So again, if you have any specific question around your niche, I'll be more than happy to build out a live real time strategy right now, live in the AMA. So meanwhile, let me just check if there are any more questions. Looks like we do have a few questions coming in. For some reason, the software is not picking up all the questions from everywhere. So just a second. Yeah, definitely. So it's not a with regards to a digital product, right? So let me just give you some more insights about PitchGround and how we usually run the ads and how we push things, because we sell 100% digital product. So I'm going to assume that you're probably selling some sort of an ebook over here. Let's take an example of ebook, right? One of the biggest challenges that I see with people doing ebooks is that their ad looks so dull. All they would do is just grab grab a picture of a book, put it up and just write download this or buy this, right? People hate such kind of ads. Like, you need to really stand out. It shouldn't look like ads, and that's what ad is all about. The moment your ads start looking like an ad, people are not going to engage with it. So what you can do is you can do something very different, right? Grab a camera. It doesn't have to be something spectacular. Just grab a camera, right? Print your book and then just show them the pages, show them, turn the pages, right? Try to be more interactive with your audience. That's what ads are all about. You have to really stand out. Work on your copies. That's very important. Just don't write a vague copy like, hey, download this book for free or something like that, right? Or this is, go in depth, write down copies, right? Tell a story. Why did you write it? What is it in for them? What are they going to get out of this book, and why they need it today, why they need to buy today, and what is that one information that can help them. Again, do not overpromise. Don't tell them that they can start making hundreds and $10,000 a day. No, be very realistic that this can help you boost your business, or this can help you boost your business by 1x, 2x. Or if you're using this strategy, here are some real time case studies that has worked out brilliantly for me. So whenever you are selling any sort of digital product, just make sure that your ad copies really stand out and use videos. Be yourself in the video, show your face. That's very important. Just don't slap an image with a book. It's not going to work anymore in 2020. The audience is way smarter today. The audiences that you're reaching out to is a lot more educated audience. And at that point, if you really want to convert them, you have to stand out. One of the good strategies that I'll share that I quite often use on my ads is I generally create an ad, and I don't know if many of you know, but every ad has its own post ID. Now, what you can do is you can offer your digital product for free to up to maybe 20 people. Let's take an example, right? Ask them to drop a review as a comment on that ad. And when you start showing your ad to everyone, people will go through the comments and will be amazed that, hey, there are over 20 people who have left great reviews about the product, right? And again, make sure that the product and the reviews are really very genuine. Don't try to fake out the reviews at any point of stage. It would not make sense, right? So make sure that the reviews are very authentic. The profiles are real. Those people are real who has bought your product, and then you run the ads, and your conversion is going to skyrocket. Trust me, people buy from people. When everyone starts talking about your product, more people will buy your product. So that's very important. Try out this. I've used it multiple times and it works brilliantly. Moving on to the next question. I hope was able to answer that question. Moving on to the next question. It's from Santosh. He is asking, what type of ad works before for IT information product? Before for IT information product. I'm assuming, Santosh, you're asking what kind of ads work for IT information product. Santosh, you have to be a little more specific in terms of what kind of products are you selling? Are you into software development and you're providing software development services? Or what exactly are you selling? Because whenever it comes to ad, always remember that you have to really nail down on your audience, and the strategies are built around that audience for that specific product. So since you have just confirmed with me that it is all about software development services, then do you happen to have any sort of previous customer base by any chance? Um, so it's IT course. Okay, so you're actually selling a digital product in this case, I'm assuming, right? So if it's a digital product and if it's a course, though I'm not a huge fan of selling course, but since you've asked me this question, I'll be more than happy to answer that question for you. So one of the very first few things that again you have to do is give out your course to 10, 15 people, get their reviews, get their feedback, and try and see if you can get about 5 people's video testimonial, right? Plug them in, put in some great graphics in those videos and run that as an ad. It will work brilliantly for you. Um, do you happen to have any existing audience, custom audience that's built up on your course page by any chance? Or Santosh, are you looking to start it from scratch? Please do answer this question for me so that I can further customize a strategy for you live right now. So, Santosh, if you can just drop that answer for me, that would be fantastic. Whether you are targeting a fresh new audience, you do not have any customer base, or you have at least some customers for your course right now. Meanwhile, I'll move on to the next question. Are you guys able to hear me now? Um, I think there was some problem with the audio, so I think I sorted now. So I'm gonna repeat this question once again. What is your strategies for SaaS you recommend what works currently? So brilliant question, and there are some great strategies that we have been personally using. So I'm going to share all of those, some of the strategies that would work out brilliantly for you. So first of all, if you're a brand new website that has got no SEO done previously, so when I talk about SEO, I'm talking about two different things. One is your on page and one is your off page. So the very first thing that you need to start doing is in optimize your on-page SEO. Second, brilliant strategy for every SaaS business is to build alternative pages. So target your competitor page and just add alternative in your slug and build out a specific landing page for it. So for example, let's say that if I own a CRM platform as a SaaS, then I'm going to start building up about 10 alternative pages that would be HubSpot alternative, Salesforce alternative, Pipedrive alternative, and so on. So I'm going to build out about like 10 different pages and so on. And that helps massively because people always look out for alternatives. And those are very, very easy to rank as compared to some of the most complicated keywords. So that's something that you can implement initially to begin with. That's going to work out brilliantly for you. That would be my first recommendation when it comes to SEO to begin with for SaaS companies specifically. The second thing that you can start doing is you can start building up good quality content, which is going to be about 2,500 words, filled with media, and making sure that you're initially targeting low competitive keywords. So when I talk about low competitive keywords, make sure that the competition level is low and the searches are probably around 100 to 500 unique visitors a month. That's it. Don't try to opt for the bigger ones right away because there is literally zero SEO done on your pages, and acquiring backlinks is getting more expensive from time to time at the current point of stage. So that would be my first recommendation. So focus on SEO, start building out alternative pages, and then make sure that you're also interlinking some of your most the page that is doing the best in terms of SEO. You start linking and start passing on some SEO juice on those alternative pages so that you can instantly boost the ranking for those pages. So those strategies work brilliantly, and that has always been like one of the best strategies for SEO companies to really acquire highly targeted people. Because if someone is looking for alternative, that's it. They are looking to sign up, and make sure you trigger pixels on those specific pages, because if they come on the page, if they don't sign up, start showing them ads everywhere right away because they are interested. If they are looking for a product and alternative keyword, they are looking to buy. And so go out there, start chasing them and close them. So that's something that I would highly recommend doing in terms of SEO. In terms of content, start building out good quality contents. Start putting up like one content a week. And again, one of the things that I always do and I always recommend is start retargeting people towards those blog posts that you're posting, because if you just write a content, if you don't push and promote those content, it's useless. Always remember, use the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you should be focusing on marketing, 20% is your content. Always remember that. If you just write and leave the content on your blog, no one is going to read it. No one cares about your content. No one cares about your website. Always remember that. So you got to go out there, start pushing, and drop some insanely valuable contents. Don't just hire some random writers, right? If possible, and what you can do is, you are the highest domain expertise when it comes to your niche, right? Especially when it comes to SEO. So write down a draft article yourself. You don't have to go in depth, and then hire a writer or an editor and let them do all the dirty work at that point, so just in case if you're not a writer. But make sure that the quality of the content is top notch. Don't just write generic things like five things to do this way. Five, no, don't do that. Go in depth, go as in depth as possible. I've written a guide on this on my blog, which is SEO copywriting. Do check it out if you want. You will see how I elaborate on things, because the more in depth you go, the more you make your visitors come back and read your content. So that's very important. So I hope that answers your question. I'm going to move on to the next question meanwhile. Which are your favorite YouTube ads looking to model some with pipe play? um Run video ads, period. I think one of the person that does video ads quite well, that I've seen, is Sam Owens. He does YouTube ads really very well. He targets people aggressively using YouTube. Then Alex Becker is another one. He does YouTube ads very aggressively. The targeting is bang on, the copies are bang on, the videos are bang on. So those are a couple of people that do YouTube ads very well. You might have seen our ads here and there on YouTube quite often. So YouTube ads are spectacular. If you're using Byteplay, then you don't have to worry about anything, because you can nail down on the exact video where you want to show your ads and start targeting them. So that will give you the honestly perfectly brilliant result. And if anyone is selling info products, there is nothing better than using YouTube ads, by the way. YouTube ads are the best platform to sell info products, because people go on YouTube to learn. That's exactly where you sell your info products. So YouTube is hands down the best ad platform for selling any kind of info product. So that's potentially also can be one of your lead magnets. So if you have a lead magnet, which is an info product, start doing a lot of ads. You will get an insanely very good conversions using YouTube ads. So that's on, but make sure that your video is very appealing. You get just 6 seconds to grab someone's attention at the very most. So make sure that you grab their attention in those 6 seconds to make them watch the rest of the videos, if at all. So do that, and I'm pretty sure you things will work out pretty well for you. And again, you can start retargeting those people on Facebook, just in case if they don't sign up, because Facebook retargeting is a lot cheaper as compared to any other platform as of now. Moving on to the next question. Guys, again, if you have questions around marketing or SaaS, start dropping them in. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. Please do not take your questions home, because you won't be doing justice to yourself. I'm here for you guys. I've been coming on every Sunday to answer your questions, to build out strategies live for you guys and help you guys out. So there is a question from Shubham, and he's asking, I am always stuck in interest targeting. Shubham, can you tell me a bit more about your niche? And what are you targeting? What are you doing right now? If you can probably provide me with a bit more information, I'll be able to answer more specifically for you. Because if the questions are really very broad, I won't be able to get very specific in detail, as you might have seen that I love going in depth and actually explaining things rather than just telling you do this, right? So if you can just tell me a bit more about what are you targeting, then maybe I can share some good interest with you for that specific niche. because I do work with quite a good amount of niches. So just answer that question as a follow up, and I'll be more than happy to follow up with my answer. So move away your light a little. Definitely, I think this should be a little better. So there is a question coming in from Shailesh, and he's asking sequence strategies for email marketing. Shailesh, so first of all, I'll get more in depth into email marketing because we at Pitch Round we do extensively. We do email marketing very extensively. I'll tell you a bit more about how we do things so that you can probably get some good strategies out of it. So we have about 15 different landing pages going on at the moment. Those 15 landing pages are 15 different lead magnets at the same time. I'm not talking about A/B split testing on these landing pages, right? I'm purely talking about 15 landing pages with 15 different target audiences potentially looking to buy softwares. That's the first thing that we do, right? Now, what we have done is we for email marketing we use a software known as Klaviyo. So what we have done is we have built out different nurturing sequences for each of those audience, where right from our first email, we try to interact with them and try to make them hit the reply button. That's very essential. And this is where I see a lot of companies or a lot of people making mistakes is by slapping them with information, right? Do this, do this, do that, do this, do that. People don't want that because they get bombarded with emails from everyone all day long, right? Try to incorporate strategies in your copies where you're trying to ask them questions. Here is a good example, right? So as soon as you sign up for one of our landing pages, you will probably get an email saying that, "Hey, Shailesh, thank you so much for signing up. My name is Udit Goenka, and I'm more than happy to like I'm the founder and CEO of PitchGround. Just a couple of line of introduction, and right after that, what I will do next is I will immediately ask them about them because they are in your list, right? You gotta prioritize them. Like remember, don't share more information about you right now. Try to get information from them. So I'll ask them, hey, would love to get to know more about your business. So if you want to jump on a call, click on the link, or if you can just hit the reply button and let me know more about your business, then I would be able to share more information that can help you boost your business, right? Now, the moment I do that, the email starts looking like I care. I genuinely care in this case, and I get an insane amount of responses, like in crazy amount of responses. So that's something that's worked out brilliantly for us. The second email is where we start a bit of information, and again, the third email that we send out is, hey, did you, then we ask them that, hey, the information that we sent out in the previous email, did it work for you or it didn't work for you? Right? So that we can send out further better strategies for you. Now, again, whenever there is a conversation, we always get replies. Our response rate in some of these cases is over 80%. So we have seen an incredible amount of people asking questions and getting back to us whenever we incorporate that strategy. Second, we make sure that we close that lead in 30 days, or we call that as a rotten lead. That's something that we make sure. So those 30 days of everyday interaction is something that we do. Our team does over the email. That's something that's very important. Then we do incorporate a lot of FOMO strategies as well. So for example, one of the crazy strategies that we use is if they reply to the email and if they sign up for the first product, then we offer them a free consultancy for an hour for the business, which is worth $1,000, right? We see an instant action because that's value. We're providing a very high end value, right, for a very small product purchase. Even if they refund after that, that's completely okay with it. But the value that they get out of the call is so crazy that a product, a 50 or $100 product that they buy, is nothing in front of that, and we instantly build out a relationship with our users. This has worked out brilliantly for us, And that's one of the reasons why we have such high repeat amount of customers coming in. But again, all of these things take time. Remember that. Just don't slap the product out there. Take some time, build relationships with the users, and that process takes time. Especially if you're a brand new company and no one knows about you, it takes time to build brand. So don't just expect that, hey, you're going to start getting millions and millions worth of purchases right away. That's never going to happen. It takes time. You got to build some brand. You got to build some relationships, and those are the strategies that we use in our email marketing. But make sure you are sending out an email a day for 30 days straight. If they don't want your email, they can unsubscribe, right? But your goal should be converting them in the last 7 days. So nurture them so very heavily in the first 21 days, the first 3 weeks, that the last week they have no other option but to buy from you. So that's very, very important. And that's one of the strategies that we have implemented. This has given us great results in terms of conversions. Again, this takes time. And if you're new into the market, this takes time. Remember that it's not going to be an instant solution, but email marketing is one of the best ways of making repeated money in the long run, because there's always a saying in marketing world that the money is in the emails, right? You build relationships via email. That's one thing that I've seen. I stopped building relationships on Facebook or Instagram or all of these platforms, because there is no personalization over there, right? The conversation that I have with my users over the email is real conversation, and those conversations I've seen are very serious conversations, right? From product purchasing to customer support to everything to getting on the call, all of those things, they're absolutely brilliant. So focus on all those strategies and it will work out brilliantly for you. But again, provide value for those first 3 weeks. Build communication, build a repeated amount of going back and forth in your copies. That is going to help you massively. So I hope, Salish, that answers the question. If you have any follow-up questions, drop them below and I'll be more than happy to give you a follow-up answer. I'm going to move on to the next question. So the next question is coming from Vivek, and he's asking, what are some best strategies to promote deals and offer? Use messenger bot marketing. That's one of the best ways to really promote any sort of deals, because one of the things that you can do is ask people to subscribe to your bot, get their email address, get their phone number from the bot, because it's conversational. Messenger bots are brilliant for that. So that's something that we heavily use, and that works out brilliantly for us. So without a doubt, start using messenger bots and start building up subscribers over there, and connect that to any email responder that you love. But again, don't compromise with email responders. Trust me, a good quality email responder is going to make you 10 times more money than if you go and try to save money. So that's the reason why we use Klaviyo. We were using ActiveCampaign previously, but we switched to Klaviyo after that. We've been getting amazing results from them. Most of our emails land in inbox most of the time. So that would be my recommendation purely as a customer using them. So I hope, Vivek, that answers your question. Um, Naveen is saying we need more AMA sessions from you. I noticed most of the people not getting success due to no proper planning and lack of knowledge, and some people changing their money making strategy easily by seeing other people suggestion or welcome screenshots. A great question, Naveen. And I'll tell you one thing, in order to build a successful business, it takes time. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of efforts, and you gotta provide value. You cannot keep shifting up your business all the time. That's never gonna work, right? If you feel that if you have launched your service as a minimum viable service, or if you're launching a minimum viable product, and if you don't see enough success out there in your MVP or MVS, then at that point it makes sense to switch at that point, right? But if you are getting the initial traction, if those are good traction, you need to learn to stick, because you're going to have bad times. Remember that. I don't know if how many of you have learned economics, but everything that goes up will come down a bit. There's going to be a retracement after that, and then it's going to go up again. There's going to be retracement again, then it's going to go up again, right? So every time you make a new high, that becomes your previous low, and then you hit the new high, and then your previous high becomes your new low. So always remember that, and you have to be persistent and you have to keep going on. That's very important. So don't just jump out there. If people are doing that, that's their perception. But what my recommendation would be, stick around. It takes time to build a good, successful business. It doesn't happen overnight. So pitch ground, I have been running pitch ground for almost 2 years. There have been so many ups and downs, so many challenges, so many problems, and we tackled all of them, right? It's a part of your journey. You have to keep learning from the mistakes. You got to keep learning, and you got to keep growing, and you got to keep moving on. And that's how you sustain and build those $1 million businesses out there. So it takes persistence. So just keep going what you're doing. If people are really getting distracted by just by seeing someone posting a screenshot, then honestly, those people, they love shiny. They have this shiny syndrome object problem, and there's nothing they anything can do anything about them. So my recommendation would be that you as a person stick with what you're doing. And again, it takes time. Remember, Amazon made losses for the first 15 years, 15 or 20 years of the initial business before making profits. And look where Jeff Bezos is today, right? He's a great example of being persistent. His investors, everyone, most of those investors gave up on him, saying Amazon is not going to survive. But look where they are today. They're over $1 trillion business, right? Jeff Bezos is over $200 billion in terms of his own valuation. So it all takes persistence. You gotta believe yourself. That's the only thing, right? Other people are not gonna believe you. They're gonna try to pull you down. Everything is gonna happen. But again, don't chase the money. Chase your passion. As long as you're passionate about what you do, trust me, everything else is gonna follow up. Money is the byproduct of your passion. Always remember that. The more you follow your passion with more aggression, the more money will chase you. So I do the AMA, right? Not because I'm getting something out of it. I'm not making money out of it. That's not my real motive of doing the AMA. My real motive is going out live and just sharing with you guys, because even if you get 1% success or 1% benefit out of me spending this 1 hour live every week, then I would be very happy, because that's what my passion is about. My passion has always been about helping other people grow, and that has been my mission. If you even go on pitchdown.com/mission, we have a whole mission page where we genuinely want to help small businesses. So that's the reason why I do these AMAs. And whether it's one people on the live session or 100 people, as long as people are getting benefit out of it, I'm going to keep coming back every week and keep sharing as much as I can, and whatever I'm doing transparently that you can implement in your business. So that's something that I'm really passionate about, and I would recommend the same. Be passionate about what you do. Even if you love cooking, right? Be a chef. Just be passionate about what you do. Moving on to the next question. Vivek is saying, thanks for sharing. Can you please say once again, tool for autoresponder, which messenger bot is good to go? So I use Clavio. So you can just Google Clavio, and you would find the autoresponder. So it's a very good software. I really like their analytics part, which a lot of other autoresponders don't offer. So that's one of the reasons why I really like them. And with us as a platform, we are heavily data driven. So we need every sort of data out there about our users. So that would be my recommendation. For Messenger bot, I would highly recommend using Silverbots. Brilliant founder. They launched on PitchDown last year on a lifetime deal. So you can grab them, reach out to the founder if you really want. Brilliant platform. They've done a very good job with their software. So my recommendation would be using Silverbots as of now. Moving on to the next question. So this question coming in might be a noob question. So no question is noob, Shubham, ever. Remember that. The more questions you ask, the more curious you are, the more you learn. What is the best way to become master in Facebook or Google Ads without wasting money? As I want to learn it, but I don't have anything to spend on. So the only way to start swimming is by diving into the swimming pool, right? The exactly same case with Facebook ads. No matter how many courses you do, how many videos you watch, no matter how many of those things you do, unless and until you dive in, get your hands dirty, and start using the ads, you're not gonna learn, because the ads and strategies that might work for me might not work for you fully, because your product might be different, your services might be different, right? So always get out there and use the basic strategy. Start with a like a small testing budget if you really want to see some initial traction. But then again, if your budget is less than $2,000, I would not even recommend you getting into ads at all, because you're not going to get good results if you are not spending a minimum of $2,000. We at PageRound, we spend over five figures every month. So that's why we have so much data with us available. So in your case, if you want to start out as an agency, there's another strategy that you can possibly do in order to learn is join a marketing agency. Join an marketing agency who are heavily focused on ads, and join as an intern. Tell them you don't want to get paid anything and you just want to go out there and learn. Trust me, that's the best way you can do, right? If you don't want to spend your own money, go out there, get a job for 3 months, get an internship for 3 months, 6 months, whatever the period is, right? And work under a very good marketer, right? Learn from that case, because that's one of the best ways again to learn. If you haven't started out something, I would highly recommend doing this. Go and join a company, again an agency that is heavily focused on ads, and work under that founder. You will learn a lot, again without spending your own money. At that point of stage, you would be given a lot of direct feedbacks by your manager, or the project manager, and you would be able to implement a lot of those strategies at that point of stage. So that would be my recommendation in your case, if you're not looking to spend money on ads to learn at this point of stage. So I hope, Shivam, that answers your question. I'm going to move on to the next question. So Shailesh is saying sequence. Wait, I'm going to move on. So next question is coming from Simon. Hey, Simon. Nice to see you here. Is it worth it to maintain and develop a PBN for a single SaaS product? Um, no, I would not say it's worth it anymore. So my recommendation would be that you just buy off the link, which is one of the best ways to really do it. And again, instead of using PBNs right now, my recommendation would be to go out there, look out for bloggers. There are hundreds of bloggers out there today in your niche. Just pay them for an article, and they'll probably charge you about $30 to $40, and they would be more than happy to publish an article for you for $30 to $40. So that would be my recommendation. Just go out there, because at the same time you're also going to get traffic that's going to visit their blog, that they're going to send. Even if you get 100 visitors a month, that's 10 websites, that's 1,000 visitors a month for you. So my recommendation would be that avoid using PBNs at this point of stage, and instead just go out there, guest blog, and do a paid guest blog. That's completely fine. That's going to work out much better for you. That's something that we've already started at PitchRound, and it has been working good for us so far. So I'm going to move on to the next question. Classified listing website out of India, any registration required, UK, Anil, this would really depend upon the classified website. Everyone has got different requirements, so it's very hard for me to say anything unless until you give me some more information. So Salish is saying, thank you so much for your pleasure is all mine, Salish. I am really glad that you got some good value out of it. Again, if you have any more questions, do ask me. I'm more than happy to share them. So the next question is coming from Ankit. Collected email from physical events, how's worth, how to maintain relationship with them. Great question, Ankit. So I'm going to share couple of my strategies that I've used that have worked out brilliantly for me. So a lot of times what I would do is whenever I would visit any of these events, I would have a very clear agenda of what I really want to achieve, right? So, for example, instead of just collecting 50 cards, right? My goal would be to build a good relationship with 5 to 6 people. That's it. Good quality people where I've spent a good 15 minutes in conversation. That's the first thing that I'll do, because when you go back home, that person is going to remember you and you're going to remember that person. That's very important. It's not about the quantity, but it's about the quality. So always focus on that, because the more you focus on quality, the higher would be your conversion rate. So if I go out there get 50 cards and not going to get any conversions, it's worthless, because the moment people go back home, they don't even remember you unless until you really have spent time building up relationship. So what I would do with a clear goal is speak with 5 people in the entire event and build good relationships. Spend about a good 30 minutes speaking with each one of them, build quality conversation so that when I go back home, they remember me, I remember them, and then we take off the conversation over to LinkedIn or over to email. So that's something that we do, and then we schedule a call. And my success rate has been brilliant, which is approximately around 80%, I would say at the very least. So every 5 people that I meet, I convert 4 of them by the time I go back home over the course of next 1 or 2 weeks. So focus on this strategy. It has worked out brilliantly for me. You can give it a try and see if it works for you. So moving on to the next question. How to build a good traffic from, let's say, 4K to 100K per month? Any suggestion? Educational niche. Start doing YouTube videos. If you really want to generate good quality leads, and if you really want to build good quality audiences, start doing YouTube videos. That's really, really going to take things out to a whole new level. Just in case if you're not comfortable getting in front of camera, and if you are sort of a shy person that wants to avoid doing videos, then in that case, my recommendation would be to start spending money on acquiring backlinks. That's very important. um, that's going to help you. But again, if you are in education needs today, it's no longer about just posting your on let's say blog, that's it, and expect it to grow. That doesn't happen anymore. Today you got to start a podcast. Today you got to start live AMAs. Today you got to start doing videos. Today you got to start doing blogs. Today you got to start collaborating with people. Today you got to start doing interviews and be invited to other people in interview, right? If you take it as a business, you will see that reaching from 4K to 100K is going to be a lot more faster. So we at PitchDown, we were able to get to 300,000 unique visitors in a matter of just 2 years. And we don't even have that many contents, and we are not even ranking for that many keywords. But we get a lot of our traffic because of word to mouth, because of the branding that we do, because of social media, because of the ads, because of the YouTube, because of the AMAs that I do, because of the new podcast that I started. All of these things combined has helped us to reach 300,000 unique visitors in a matter of just 2 years. If we can do it in a B2B niche, so can you. So start building out these strategies. It's going to work out brilliantly for you. So next question is how to sell software as affiliate. Please share me strategies other than doing review videos or article with adding bonus. One of the best strategies that you can do is by actually building contents around that specific niche. So let's take an example. Um, if you are usually promoting WordPress plugins or WordPress themes, right? And if you want to push for someone as an affiliate, then there are possibly two things that you can do and implement in your strategies right away. First, start building contents around WordPress and not review video in specific. That's going to give you a much more broader audience who are again in WordPress itself, right? Start providing that. Other thing that you can do is start with ads. Ads will always give you instant result. So if you are someone who needs result from tomorrow, then my recommendation would be set up a landing page. Again, as an affiliate, never ever send the traffic to the website directly ever in your life. Always have a bridge. Build up an opt-in page, write down a fantastic copy, have a great lead magnet, start pushing ads to the landing page, collect emails, then start educating your audience, set up an email auto marketing sequences, which I just shared earlier, and then drop them queries. You can automate this whole process for any product that you want. I know quite a lot of people have used this strategy that I've previously mentioned, like the same one, and have been doing over $5,000 to $10,000 a month. So this is the best strategy that you can implement and start getting results from literally in less than a week's time, and you can start generating leads in less than 2 or 3 business working days. So as our instant result, by the way. Moving on to the next question. I hope I was able to answer your question. For some reason, the software is not showing the name, which is quite odd. So, um, what are the SEO tips you have in 2020 and onward? So I did share some of these things earlier. First strategy is just go out there and get paid, get guest blogging. Don't care about anything, and make sure that that site gets traffic. Second thing you can do is you can start building up small widget pages, right? So things like calculators, things like small SaaS, not really a SaaS, but small softwares. That's something that you can do. These things go viral instantly. You will rank for them and then start building alternative pages. These things will work out brilliantly for you in 2020. We have seen great success with this, and it has worked out brilliantly for us. So start implementing these SEO strategies. But again, always focus on page. On page is gonna make your off page SEO life a lot more easier. So the next question is coming in: giveaway techniques and tips. So we use Viper as one of the giveaway platforms that we quite use, and just make sure that your giveaways are attractive. That's the only suggestion that I will give you. As long as your giveaways are attractive, all you need is your social media accounts, post them, and if the giveaway is really very good, it will go viral by itself. That's the whole point of giveaway. So just make sure that you have a very good giveaway that people will feel like I need it. So as long as you give them that feeling that they need it, um, you will have a very successful giveaway campaign. There is absolutely no other tips and tricks that you need to apply, because that's the whole point is you doing less marketing and making people doing marketing for you, which is also termed as loop marketing. So loop marketing has becoming quite famous in recent times. So my recommendation would be using that loop marketing strategies and trying the best to squeeze out the marketing strategies from your users. So moving on to the next question. Are emails collected from physical events are worth? How to convert them into customers? I just answered this question to you. At which point would you consider email is not? Again, like I said, just don't go out there at any event and don't collect any sort of card just for the sake of collecting it. Don't do that. It's not gonna be worth it at all. Hey Peter, I'm currently using Sony A6400 with 1.8 focal lens at the moment. So those are the two things that I'm using at the moment, and I'm streaming at 1080p on top of that. So you do see that nice crisp focusing, and rest of the things are blurred out. So if I move this into object, you will see that the focus length changes because it's on autofocus, and I prefer having autofocus whenever I'm going away. And when I move them away, it focuses back. So that's the camera I'm using. I really love Sony cameras, so that would be my recommendation, just in case we're looking for a recommendation. So next question again coming from Ankit. He's asking, how's your experience with LinkedIn lead generations from B2B clients? It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Most of the connections that we build for with SaaS founders is on LinkedIn. So I'll just share a couple of strategies that has worked out brilliantly for us. So the very first thing is whenever we reach out to any founder or we build connection, we make sure that we are building a relevant connections. That's very important. So currently, I get approximately around 100 to 150 new connections a day. I'd reject about 99% of them because they're not in my niche, right? So I get added by teachers, I get added by someone from other industries. If people are from anywhere outside of the SaaS industry, or unless and until I've met them in person, I do not connect with them on LinkedIn, because that's where Facebook comes into picture. You can connect them on Facebook, right? But LinkedIn is all about building quality connections, because the more you have the right kind of connections built up, LinkedIn's algorithm is so very accurate. Their recommendations are bang on, and your profile will start getting recommended to other people in the same industry. So now I had about 15,000 connections. I've removed 9,000 connections approximately, which took me almost 2 weeks. I got banned 2 times during that time because LinkedIn thought I was a bot, but I was literally removing them manually one by one. So you can imagine that I had so much junk connections in my account that I was getting all sorts of recommendations from this people or that people. The moment I did that, I cut on. Now my recommendations are bang on. I do get quite a good quality connections since the last few weeks because all the cleanup has been done. And when I reach out to people as well, they do add me quite often. Another couple of studies that I would recommendations I would give you if you're doing LinkedIn is make sure your profile is up to date and very accurate. If you want to see how the profiles are done right, just go on LinkedIn and search in Udit Goenka. Just check out my profile and you will see how I've tapped in right from the image to every little details out there that have been completely filled up. Everything is top notch updated. So make sure, because your LinkedIn profile acts as your landing page. Anyone who would want to connect with you would look into these aspects before connecting with you. So make sure to do that. Guys, if you have enjoyed this session so far, then please do like this video and share this on your timeline. I would really appreciate, as that would really inspire me to keep coming in. And I hope these value sessions will get passed on to more and more people who are currently struggling, because that's the whole reason why I come up and do these sessions. So I'm going to come up and take a couple of more questions. It's been over an hour. So I'm going to try to make sure that I take a few more questions and try to wrap it up ASAP. So the next question, the next question that's coming in, so Shubham is saying, thanks. Any opportunity available at Pitch Round? Definitely, Shubham. Just reach out to us with but just record a video of 5 minutes and send us a video and send it to me at udit@pitchround.com and tell me, why do you want to work with Pitch Round, right? If your pitch is good, more than happy to have you as an paid intern, because we always pay our interns at any point of stage. So give it a try, reach out, and we'll be more than happy. So there's one question coming in from Vijay. Vijay is asking how to get admission for online preschool fees 1 lakh currently running. Admission for online preschool. Currently running FB lead ads giving 1 week free trial. Please share some strategy. Um, Vijay, are you asking that you want to register somewhere, or you're asking that you have online school running on where you're charging people up to 1 lakh, which is approximately around 1,500, $1,400? Is that what you're saying right now? Because I'm really confused about your question at the moment. Also, you have not mentioned about your niche, because depending on your niche, things are really going to vary massively. So please give me some more further information about your question, and I would be able to give a more in-depth answer for you. Moving on to the next question. Guys, I'm going to just take 2 more questions. So let me know if you have any questions right now before I wrap up the session. And once again, I hope that you found a ton of value. And if you did, please do share this video and like this video. And if you're watching this on YouTube by any chance, then make sure that you do subscribe to my channel. Um, so Ankit is asking LinkedIn for paid lead generation. Um, Ankit, again, any lead or any connection that you generate on LinkedIn, the whole purpose is to turn them into a paying customer, right? So that's the whole point of building a connection. That's why I recommended some of the strategies that I previously recommended. If you are looking for paid ads on LinkedIn, then please drop a follow-up answer to this question so that I can give you an answer towards LinkedIn ads. But I'm assuming that your question was with regards to the organic marketing. So there are a couple of things that you can start doing. First, start connecting to the right people and remove any sort of connection that is unwanted. So get rid of your friends, get rid of your school friends, get rid of your colleagues, right? Get rid of all of them. That's very important. Build quality connections. Thank you so much for your follow-up answer. So if it's regarding paid ads, so my recommendation would be running LinkedIn in message ads. That has worked out very good for us. and that is what I would recommend you to do the same. So LinkedIn in message apps, what happens is that inside the inbox itself, the ad copy will show up that has given us the maximum amount of quality conversions. That's how we have closed some of the enterprises. We have got very high enterprise leads using that ad strategy, and it has worked out brilliantly. I would not recommend doing anything else apart from that, because LinkedIn ads is really very expensive. So you do want to build a direct one-to-one communication with the with a decision maker. So use that in message message ads, which is going to work out brilliantly for you. And again, make sure that you start showing ads in your city first, before expanding the number of cities. So I hope that answers your question. This is because this is something again we are using it, so I'm recommending doing that. I've tried various other strategies and it was a burn. Like we burnt out our money very badly on LinkedIn ads, but our message ads worked out brilliantly for us. So I hope that answers your question. So guys, I'm gonna take one more question. If you have any question, please do let me know. I'm more than happy to take that. Last question. So Ankit is asking a follow from profile page or company page ads for ads. So whenever you're doing message ads, you cannot use your company page or anything. You have to use your profile page only. There is no option to show a message ad to anyone from your company page. LinkedIn doesn't even have that option. So by default, it will be from the profile page. So by the way, one good thing about message ads on LinkedIn is the fact that you can actually add other people as well in the same ad group. All they have to do is accept. So, for example, if you have a founder or a colleague, right, where you want to start showing ads under his profile, simply add him as a member. In that, when you're creating the ad, it will send them a request. All they have to do is accept, and boom. Now you can start showing ads from their profile as message ads to someone. I know it might be a bit complicated, but this is actually a very good strategy, and that's how LinkedIn message ads basically works. So this is the last question for the day, guys. I'm working for a school as digital marketer. Ultimate goal is to get admissions for school. Now we provide online classes for this current year. I like to know and get strategy for getting more admissions. I'm running Facebook lead ads. Um, my first recommendation would be that you need to stop running Facebook ads and start using YouTube ads. If I want to learn something, I'm not going to go on Facebook and learn. Anything I want to learn, I will spend my time on YouTube. The amount of quality leads that you will get for any info product. In your case, even if you're running a digital marketing school or if you're running any sort of school online, that's an info product for me, right? If you are selling an info product, use YouTube ads, period. Do not use Facebook ads. Trust me, the quality of leads would be very high because YouTube ads have got an option that is known as placement ads, where you can show ads exactly on the video that you want to. And trust me, that's very critical because those are the targeting options that Facebook is lacking when it comes to any sort of video marketing. So my recommendation again is switch to YouTube ads and start finding out videos whom you really want to target. And if you don't want to spend too much time, then my recommendation is using BytePlay. They have really solved this problem very well for YouTube ads. We have gotten a lot of success from it. So my recommendation will be using BytePlay. So dive into that, research about the placement, just type in the keywords. You'll get a list of videos that allow video ads on their video. Grab all those videos and start showing ads and send them to a lead magnet page. Be very transparent, be very crystal clear, and always make sure that you have a live chat on your lead magnet page. Always. It builds an instant trust and it will give you a massive, massive opportunity. It will give you an insane amount of opportunity to close them because especially when it comes to info products. People sometimes they're really scared, right? Because there's so much scam going around when it comes to info products that they really want to make sure that they're reaching out to the right person. So in order to give them that ability, that trust, make sure that there's someone available in the live chat, because that will really help you a lot. So my recommendation would be switching to YouTube ads and sticking from there. We have done a lot of info lead magnet landing pages that we are still running on right now, and we simply run all of those lead magnets and those info product ads on YouTube strictly. We get the highest amount of conversion because it is not just about getting leads; it's also about getting quality leads. You're paying for something. You want to make sure when to use the right platform for what product. That's something that's very critical as a marketer that you need to know. Do not use Facebook for everything. Do not use Google for everything. Do not use YouTube for everything. Every platform works out best for something. In your case, Quora ads again will work out very good for you because people are going on Quora to acquire information. So those are the kind of places that you should start showing your ads, because you will get a much more relevant leads and more customer and better conversions in those platforms. So be very picky in terms of what you do, and how you execute. So I hope that answers the question. So Ankit is saying, thank you so much. You're an all-in-one marketing person. Ankit, I'm just doing my best. I'm just like one of you guys. I'm hustling every day. I'm trying out new things every day. I burn a lot of money. I'm not kidding on testing, and it's crazy. But that has taught me so many things. Right? Every time I make a mistake, I learn from it. Every time I burn money and I don't get results, there's so many campaigns, right? That fails miserably, but that teaches me some of the best lessons of what not to do. Everyone talks about what to do, but the day you start learning about what not to do as a marketer, uh, you will start getting so much more sense of how to really do things in a better way. So that would be my recommendation. So I hope guys you like today's AMA live AMA podcast, which was episode number 6, and I hope I was able to provide enough value for you guys, because I know it's Sunday. You guys are staying up late in India, and people who are joining us from US, they are waking up early to see this live podcast session. So I really hope I was able to do justice, and I was able to provide that sort of a value for you guys in this 1 hour of session. So if you have liked and got even 1% value out of it, please do subscribe to my channel, and please make sure that you do share or tag any of your friends who might find these AMA relevant and useful, where you can really avoid buying courses, if at all, right? That's the whole goal. That's the reason why I started these AMAs. So with that, I'm going to be wrapping up today's session, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Make sure that you come back again next Sunday. I'm going to be doing episode number 7 the next Sunday at 9 p.m. sharp, or 8:30 a.m. PST. And I'm going to see you guys in the next episode. Until then, have a good one, everyone.